Hey dudes, welcome to Splat from the Past, the only 80s themed horror and sci-fi show where things can get totally radical. Now today, I will be interviewing a legendary character actor, Asian American character actor, Ernest Harada. You may remember him. He was the Japanese photographer in the 1968 Roman Polanski classic horror film, Rosemary's Baby. And he was also the villain Chung-Mi in Volunteers, the 1985 classic comedy with Tom Hanks and John Candy. And he's also been in many, many other great classic movie and TV shows. And going to have him on the show today. I'm really excited about this because he is a legend in the world of acting. He's played so many different roles in movies, and he disappeared over 20 plus years ago and stuff, and I'm going to find out why today and everything, and I'm pretty excited about interviewing him. It's going to be totally radical, like I said, and yeah. So here is my interview with Ernest Harada. Hey, Ernest, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you.
How are you?
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty good, huh? That's good. Yeah, well, it's such an honor. I thank you today for taking the time to be on the show and everything. I've been a fan of you for a long time.
Well, thank you very much. I thought I was pretty much forgotten and living in retirement and pretty much forgotten.
Oh, no, you're not forgotten.
Okay.
You are not forgotten. So, did you know at an early age that you wanted to be an actor?
Actually, I always wanted to be, but it never really was in my cards. Being Asian in Hawaii at that time, nobody became an actor. I mean, you became a lawyer, you became a doctor, you became an accountant, an engineer. And basically I went to Syracuse University thinking of going into getting a international poli-sci law degree.
Mm-hmm.
And becoming an attorney, a business attorney. But I was in a play, as I've been doing plays, a little bit of plays throughout high school.
Mm-hmm.
Just by chance, a director from the Royal Shakespeare Company saw me doing Romeo and Juliet. And after the show, he pulled me aside and said, well, I should be in London studying drama. He assumed I was studying drama. And he said he would send me to 3 schools he thought would accept Americans.
Right.
So he sent me the addresses to the Royal Academy, RADA, Lambda, the London Academy, and Central School of Acting. And I wrote to them. They said they have an audition in New York City. All 3 schools would have representatives there at that interview audition.
Right.
So I did my audition, and all 3 of them said they would take me. And I think I was the only American to be taken out of that audition in New York. So from there, I really thought about it and decided I would go to London, much to my father's consternation. But eventually, he came around hoping I would grow out of it, which I never did, of course. But that's basically how I started my acting career, at least my studies.
Right.
and focusing my life on becoming an actor, a performer.
Wow. And were you influenced by any specific movie stars?
No, not really. Not movies so much. I love the stage. I love the experience of the stage, and basically doing a movie, it's never you. It's always the director that creates your performance. He has the final cut.
Right.
But on stage, once the curtain goes up, it's you and the audience. It's a very direct thing, and I've always loved that. And all the while I was working, unfortunately, on stage, you can't make much of a living.
Yeah.
So I was doing films and television, but I promised myself I would do at least 1 or 2 plays a year, just keep myself alive, basically, artistically. I also helped found a theater company in LA, an Asian American theater company called the East West Players, which is still going after over 50 years.
Wow.
So, yeah. But I also love the films and television, too. I mean, it paid me. It gave me my living. How can you not love that?
Yeah. Of course. So you trained in New York. When did you move to Los Angeles?
No, I didn't train in New York ever. I mean, I was a new drama there. I trained in London and basically briefly in Paris. I was studying there when they pulled my student exemption. They were going to draft me for the Vietnam War. He told me to report back to Honolulu. I took my position down, and he said, "No, you can't serve." Basically, I rebuilt his hip. It's all metal, and we can't do it. So they gave me a 4F, and I was going to go to New York, but I stopped in California. This was maybe 65, 66.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately started working. So I never got to New York until 1975. Hal Prince and Stephen Sondheim came to audition. They couldn't quite finish casting Pacific Overtures, musical we had created. So they took 4 of us from California to Broadway, and that's pretty much my New York life. I mean, I had visited the city many times, but never really lived there.
I see.
Or really looked for work there.
I see. And your first movie was Valley of the Dolls. That's huge. I mean, how did you get that movie?
You know, that was... But the friend that I mentioned was with Columbia's New Talent program. And so he introduced me to people, and Bob Ellsworth, who was then casting at Columbia, said, we're not doing anything now, but I have a friend, Joe Scully, over at 20th Century Fox, and he may have something. You're going to need a SAG card.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to 20th, met Joe. I think we got on well, and he said, well, I'm doing Valley of the Dolls, and I'll put you on it. And that's how I got my sidecar and got work on Valley of the Dolls.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, so much of it is luck. Yes, you need talent, but you need the luck also. And I have been lucky throughout my life as far as getting work. And that was the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I got there, I got my school actors go card and basically could work. And not quite make a living at the early years, but I never really had to wait tables or park cars or do any of the traditional struggling actor kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And it was directed by the legendary Mark Robson. What was he like?
You know, it's very strange. Another friend is writing a book on Valley of the Dolls, Steve Rebello.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me that whole question, too. I liked Mark personally, though he had a reputation of basically being excellent in bringing pictures in on time. And I thought, he obviously was a very competent director. I liked him, but I don't know how well the other cast members worked with him. He later gave me a job on Earthquake. I think he did that very soon after Valley of the Dolls and hired me to do some work on that. So I had no problems with him. I liked him. He gave me work, and he seemed happy with what I was doing.
That's good. Did you have any interaction with Sharon Tate or Patty Duke or Barbara Parkins?
With Barbara Parkins and with Patty Duke. Sharon Tate, strangely enough, I met when I was doing Rosemary's Baby, because she was married to Roman Polanski.
Right.
She came on the set a couple of times. I got to meet her then. But no, not while we were doing Valley of the Dolls. While we were doing Valley of the Dolls, I pretty much hung out with Barbara Parkins and Patty Duke, of course, had a major role in the film, was doing a lot of stuff. So beyond coffee and donuts, not too much.
Mm-hmm. It's very ironic that you got to work with Sharon Tate and then Roman Polanski like within a year or so. How did you get to do Rosemary's Baby?
Well, according to my agent, and again, you have to talk about luck. I had just signed with a new agent, and he said, "You got a call, go to Paramount, they're doing Rosemary's Baby, bring your book." She brought my book, and she said, she tripped on the sound stage, and all of her photos in her book fell out. And my picture was on top. I had just signed with her, and that was the picture. She said it wound up close to his feet. So he pointed and said, "Him, I want him." And she said, "Oh, but he's my most expensive actor." And at that point, it really didn't matter. I was her most expensive actor because I was her only actor at that point. So anyway, I got a job, according to her, because my photo fell at Roman Polanski's feet, which is totally kind of fitting with the whole film.
Yeah.
A lot of little things like that happening.
Yeah, I mean, if it's been 50 years and the movie still fascinates and scares people all across the world. I mean, It's the mortal classic.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have told me they think it's the finest horror film ever made. And it's incredible because there's no blood and no swiveling heads and green vomit and possessions and whatever. I mean, it's just pure horror suspense. It's a brilliant film. I think it'll go down as Polanski's masterpiece. Certainly being reviewed and appreciated this way 50 years from now. I just did another interview with someone who's a big horror film buff, and he thinks it's the best horror film ever made, and I gave him an interview pretty much in my experiences working on that film. But, you know, so much of it is all in hindsight because I was so new to Hollywood. Those are my first two jobs.
Yeah. And Mia Farrow, she was just divorcing Frank Sinatra at the time.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So we didn't see her much on the set. After she did her scene, she would run into her trailer. She had a trailer right in the middle of the sound stage in Paramount. And so I didn't see or talk to her at all, really, outside of being on set with her and exchanging pleasantries. But then you had fabulous Ruth Gordon and Sidney Blackmere and Patsy Kelly. We'd all hang out and talk and a bit.
Wow.
Yeah. There's nothing like hanging out on the sound stage with these old timers, but you just have such history.
It's amazing. And you did an episode of the Doris Day Show.
Yeah. God, that was really early too.
Was that
I'd almost forgotten about that.
Yeah. Was that a good experience?
Yeah. You know, working with actors, if you're another actor, usually, I can't think of any really bad experience. Actors treat other actors differently than they may do other people. There's a respect and a respect that we have for each other that's different than anybody else. And basically, I think it's because we know if you're acting how emotionally vulnerable you have to be. And yet you do it anyway. And that's the only profession I think that's quite like that. Dancing comes close. But dancing, if you can do the step, there it is. But acting is never, how do you judge it, you know?
Yeah.
Such an ephemeral art. So yes, actors always have to treat actors wonderfully well. At least give them the respect.
You did the classic Blue Thunder. How was that?
Oh, Blue Thunder. I don't know. I didn't work with Roy Scheider, so I've been admirer of his work. I don't remember much on doing Blue Thunder. But it was work. It was a week's work, and it paid well. No, I can't really recall that much like what I did on it.
It's a good movie, though. It's got a great cast in it.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. There's so many great movies out there. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, each movie is good on different levels.
Yeah. Did you have a good experience playing the doorman in Gene Wilder's The Woman in Red?
Is that what I did?
Yeah.
Gene Wilder he's wonderful. He's a great talent, and I respected him incredibly in the producers. He's a fun guy. It was a wonderful set. It was a fun shoot. And that gorgeous woman in red, what is her name? I forget. I'm old. I can forget these things.
Oh, Kelly LeBrock.
Kelly LeBrock. She was absolutely gorgeous and sweet and wonderful to work with.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic movie. It's really funny. You played a gardener in Dreamscape, which is one of my favorite horror sci-fi movies ever. Do you have any memories of that?
No. At that point, I was playing so many gardeners and so many things. I helped form an organization called PAPA, which was pretty much to advocate for Asian Pacific American actors not to play the gardeners, the cooks. Let us play other mainstream roles. Basically, I think I spent half my career playing gardeners of some kind or other. I remember doing it for Blake Edwards in Blind Date.
Mm-hmm.
But at least he hired me for other things too. So, yeah. No, I was very proud of our organization. We formed it to advocate for us playing mainstream roles, and I think it's happening. It's changing finally.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought in the 90s it was going to change drastically when Margaret Cho had her own sitcom, and then after it was canceled, then it kind of went back to square one for a while, and then it's kind of changed a little bit since Lucy Liu has become a star.
Yes, Lucy Liu, and now there's this other one, something old. I've seen
Sandra Oh.
Sandra Oh. Yes, and she looks fabulous. And I agree. Lucy Liu helped change this. And it's basically the fact that Asians could be stars, and that was Bruce Lee who did that. Their whole contention against Asian American actors or Asian actors were, well, you're not stars. That's why we're not going to use you for these things.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Bruce Lee became the biggest international star outside of Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And that changed the thinking.
Yes.
There was the show Miss Saigon on Broadway that, I mean, it was already pre-cast. This Asian character was being played by a white guy. And we staged a big protest. And he performed it, but subsequently, now when they redid it, they put an Asian in the lead playing an Asian role, which was really kind of unique.
Mm-hmm.
If you look back, any starring Asian part was always played by someone else. Marlon Brando, Alec Guinness, you name it, but never an Asian. Even Charlie Chan, but primarily Warner Olin. I think they're beginning to let us play ourselves now.
Yeah, finally.
Finally.
That's so great.
But in the whole industry, it's changed too. I mean, while I was there, it was still a very strong studio kind of a system, but that weakened a lot. There's so much more independent stuff being done.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really where I think the change comes in. You don't have a centralized kind of studio power.
Yeah. I mean, back when independent film was always there, but it went from being exploitation to independent.
Yes. Yes, and basically, I mean, the independent producers became very powerful, and both foreign and in this country.
Mm-hmm.
That, I think, kind of liberated the entire film art scene. You get a much broader vision of what film art is, rather than what a studio kind of mandates. Like Warner Brothers had a look, and MGM had a look.
Yeah.
Suddenly, with the independence, it's open. I mean, it's whatever the filmmaker creates in his mind. And that's so healthy. It's beautiful to watch, actually.
Mm-hmm. Now, here comes the first role that I remember seeing you in as a kid, and that was the role of Chung Mi in Volunteers.
Yeah. I was just talking about that to someone the other night. It was an absolutely wonderful shoot. We were in a small little town outside of Veracruz, Mexico, where we could have the jungle. And the accommodations were pretty primitive. There was no 5-car. It was at best a 2-star motel we were in. The entire cast, I mean, in our wing, there was John Candy and Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson and all of us. We were all there. And we were there for weeks. So it's not like after the shoot you go home, but we ate together and entertained each other. That's all we had.
Mm-hmm.
And it was almost like doing a play because we were isolated.
Mm-hmm.
In theater, you have that. Basically, you're almost there 24/7. Your mind is there with your other performers. And that, on Volunteers, that was kind of the atmosphere and feeling of the shoot. And it was fun and it was wonderful.
Nice. Yeah, it's been one of my favorite movies since I was about 5 years old because HBO used to play it constantly. And it's a movie I still watch to this day. It's just so funny. And yeah, John Candy is a hero of mine. And like him and Tom Hanks had really good chemistry together.
Both of them are absolutely incredible performers. I mean, look at Tom Hanks, multiple Oscars, performing on Broadway, starring in films. He is just an incredible, spontaneous talent. And John Candy was also. But then again, they're actors, so there's that humanity that allows communication. I mean, neither of them was, quote, stars. When you deal with them, they were people. I used to eat with John Candy a lot. He was trying to lose weight desperately, so he would order a small portion, but ask me to order a double portion for dinner in case. And of course, the case always was he would eat my portion. I mean, what you saw on screen of John was John in real life. Funny, warm. It was just a joy working for them, working with them. It's some of my dearest and best memories of working in the industry, frankly, working on that film.
Mm-hmm.
And Rita, I had kind of known before in L.A.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really when she and Tom got together.
Mm-hmm.
So that was happening. They were in love, and that always helps.
Yeah. And Tim Thomerson, he was great.
Yes. I worked with Tim on something else also. He's very funny, too.
Yeah. Yeah, he was a brilliant stand-up comedian, too.
Yes. I always wish he had a bigger and better career.
Yeah.
I really liked him. I thought he was very special, too. Nicholas Meyer, I thought, did a brilliant job casting.
Mm-hmm. And Getty Watanabe was funny.
Yes. Getty I had worked with on Pacific Overtures, and I still communicate with him.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
He had a pretty big career in the 80s.
Yes. Well, it really kind of started with that old Molly Ringwald.
Oh, 16 Candles.
16 Candles. That kind of started him off. And well, it should have. There's a delightful, bubbly, spontaneous quality to them that he still keeps and has. It's steady.
Yeah. Was Nicholas Meyer a good director to work with?
Yes. Excellent. He is, compared to like a Mark Robeson, Nicholas would spend time with the actors. He knew what he wanted from them, basically. But he would let you get there. But he worked with actors much more on their acting performance than, say, a Mark Robeson. Mark was good in his way because the camera angles are right, all the mechanics work, so you could do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
He never really coached you much or tried to work with interpretation, at least not on the two films that I worked with him on. But Nicholas was really quite meticulous in working with the actors, getting them to where they were doing what he wanted them to do.
Mm-hmm. Was that a wig you were wearing?
Yes. That wig actually was the wig that Ricardo Montalban wore in the Wrath of Khan.
Oh, God.
Nicholas loved the wig so much, he says, let's use the wig.
Oh, my God.
So they got the wig from Wrath of Khan and plunked it on, and we said, yes.
I never put two and two together.
Well, look at the Wrath of Khan. It's the same hair.
Yeah. God, that's brilliant. Do you still get recognized for that role?
Not No, not really. But then I basically had to retire when I was 51, and I've been living in Hawaii, and I'm not in a film community.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if anything, there's a television community like Hawaii and Fido and the other shows, which I was basically too ill to even try to perform it.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I needed a new liver, and by the time I finally got a new liver and felt I was ready to work, I was already 66. I said, "Oh, stay retired,"
Mm-hmm.
and never went back to California to try to revive a career. Didn't even do anything here either. Basically, I couldn't. Now maybe I can, but now I feel I'm too old to do it. And don't want to get back into that.
Yeah. But nobody ever comes up to you and says opium is money.
No, not here in Honolulu.
Wow, that is really something. Then you did Betty Davis's last movie, Wicked Stepmother.
Yes, I played a gardener there too. Yes, they were having trouble putting it together, and they said, "We really don't have money, but it's probably going to be her last film," which it was. And so I said, if it's her film, I'd even work for free. She was just one of those greats that Hollywood has produced. Yes, I would have done anything for her. And that's where I got to know Barbara Carrera. She also is a great gal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last year I met Larry Cohen at a horror convention, and he's been a hero of mine since I was a kid. Like I write horror and science fiction movies primarily because of him, because he's so brilliant at writing them. And he was so funny, and he has the poor man though has such low self-esteem, and I was giving him compliments, and he was like rejecting them and stuff. But he was really funny. He was quite a character.
Well, I find a lot of comedians or very funny people have, in that sense, very low self-esteem or seeming low self-esteem. There's a great humbleness to them. And, I think that's where humor comes from.
Right.
They are a very common denominator, or have that common denominator that can reach people. People identify with it. And that's what you need for comedy. And it takes that self-effacing quality, I think.
Certainly. I mean, I'm a stand-up comedian, and I have a lot of demons that like come out in my comedy and stuff, and I don't think that I'd be able to do that if I didn't have pain.
Yes, of course. The biggest example again is Robin Williams, absolutely brilliant. Oh God, the pain was in. But then, without that pain, who knows that he would have that brilliance? It's always a two-edged sword.
Mm-hmm.
Two-edged.
You did a lot of voiceover work for a lot of classic cartoons like the Smurfs, the Karate Kid, the Addams Family. What made you get into voiceover work?
I was doing a lot of
Mm-hmm.
For the mock tape of war. And the casting director at that time left when he hired me. He was the one hiring me at the mock tape of war, or at least getting me into auditions there. And he went to Hanna-Barbera and was basically casting the voices there. And he and I he liked my work.
Mm-hmm.
So very early on, I was very lucky. I was one of the few people that could do voice work. And at that time, this is way before the celebrity voices came in. It was really a lot of bread and butter animated cartoon stuff that I was doing work on because of him. At that time, casting directors were very, very important, and thank God he liked me and gave me work. I mean, that's kind of a unseen part of that career for a lot of actors. Of course, now doing voice work is big business. They hire stars to do voiceovers or voice characters.
Right.
But no, I mean, I was really early on in that whole kind of voice scene.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it helped supplement your income when acting jobs were few and in between.
Yes. No, I was very lucky. Every year I was in Hollywood, I qualified and earned enough to qualify for SAG retirement and health benefits. So when I had to retire at 50, I mean, I had life health insurances and retirement, actually from all three of the acting guilds after equity. I've done a lot of equity work too. So, yes, I mean, it wasn't devastating when I had to retire. But still, I thought retiring at 50 was a little early. I would have loved to have worked all the way through.
Yeah.
But that's not how life is. You take it for what it is. I'm just lucky I'm alive.
Certainly. Is your health stable right now?
Well, now it is, yes, now that I have a new liver. But, again, one of my buddies here was Jim Neighbors, who also had a liver transplant. And he was the one who kept urging me to get it. I said, I want it, but they can't find one for me. And I waited 11 years before I got my liver transplant. He got right away, but then he said I had basically, they told me I had 3 weeks. I was 3 days away from the end of my 3 weeks, but suddenly they came and said, we have a liver failure. And that's pretty much how it is with organ transplant. You're not qualified or not number one to get one unless you're really at death's door. But his was successful, as was mine. I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Grateful for people who donate organs and give life to other people.
It's amazing. A few years ago, I had a car accident. I got hit by a car, and I had a lot of things happen to me, a lot of injuries. And one of the things is I drank every day for like 4 years up to that point. and my liver was damaged. But it's better. It's better now, because I can't drink anymore. I haven't drank in 3 years, but it's damaged, and if I do drink, my liver will bleed. And I just hope to God that I never have to have a liver transplant. That as long as I'm sober and I'm taking care of it, I'll never have to go through that.
Yes. Well, the liver is one of the few organs that will regenerate. So if you do take care of it, it will get better. And I hope you do take care of it. Living is good.
Oh yes, I'm not. This is the best time I've had in my life in a long time, and pursuing show business and talking to great people such as yourself. It's just a blessing to me, and I don't take that for granted. I love life.
Yes, and I think sobriety helps that too.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, I damaged my liver probably from drinking. So actually, I had hepatitis, which damaged it, but then the drinking did not help. But I drink a little. I have wine with bitter and beer.
Mm-hmm.
But again, sobriety is a good thing.
Yeah, I could have just a tiny bit of wine if I wanted to, but I choose not to. As much as I love it, I just
for you.
Yeah, I can't do it.
You're too young yet.
Yep.
Got a long life ahead. Take care of it.
I sure am. So do you miss acting a lot though?
Yes, in many ways, and but luckily, I sing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a partner who's a brilliant pianist, and he accompanies me, and we do gigs and concerts. I've been to Europe to do a few concerts for friends. So there's still that artistic juice cooking within me. And finally, actually later today, I'm having a rehearsal. It's not a play per se, it's a dramatic reading called Aging is Not for Sissies, in which actually I did a song, a parody of Memory, and this cast immediately wanted to use that song in the show. So I got inducted, and I'm having a very good time, but this is the first time since I retired that I'm doing anything where I would be on stage as an actor, performer, rather than as a singer.
Oh, that's great. I mean, at least you got some form of performing that you can do at this stage in your life.
Yes. No, I was happy with the singing. I mean, it's enough and it's not demanding. They have a very active community theater scene here. But then if you commit to it, that's like 3 months out of your life, full time. And I didn't want to make that commitment. I don't want to make that kind of a commitment. I travel a bit, and I want that option to travel. I don't have many years, I don't think, where I'm able to travel and enjoy it. So I want to do it now. But small things like this reading, which doesn't take a whole block of time, I will certainly do more of. And
great.
yes, acting is fun. It's why I always did it. I told my father, I mean, ultimately, when he was worried whether I'd make a living at it, I said, Dad, How can you be, I'm playing and making money.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having fun and making money. How many people can say this? And yet you can see, yes, that is true. And thank God I did make money doing it. And that's the joy of being an actor.
Yes,
Basically, to get paid for playing.
yes, it is. It's amazing. Well, Ernest, it's been such an honor, and I thank you for telling me all these amazing stories about your adventures in movie and TV acting. I'll tag you in this on Facebook, and God bless you, sir.
And you. And keep sober and keep living.
I sure will, sir. I sure will. Thank you, and have yourself a great day.
All right. Aloha.
Aloha. Well, there you have it. Ernest Harada. Ain't he a cool dude? Thank you so much, Ernest. I just have to say, I just cannot believe what an amazing man you are and what an amazing life you've had, and you will continue to live this amazing life. You do have a lot of years in you. If you like this video, everyone, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, add me as a friend on Facebook, join my Tommy Kovac comedian page on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and all that fun stuff. Well, that's all the time we have this week on Splat from the Past. Until next time, this is Tommy Throwback Kovac saying, there's no shame in living in the past, because the present sucks. Later, dudes!